Now, say my name.
The Rolling Bad Podcast.
You're goddamn right.
Welcome to the Rolling Bad Podcast, episode number 83, coming to you from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We're recording on Saturday, February 1st. I'm your host. I really don't like Ogre Mo tribes, Bill. Elric, and with me is...
Hey, I'm finally a Neo, Bill Costello.
And I'm hopefully soon going to be one day, hopefully soon, maybe a Neo. Probably never.
Probably never.
Chad Thompson.
You have to want it.
Yeah, I have to. I do, but I'm not going to put any work into it. It's just got to kind of fall in my lap.
That's where they
Gotcha.
catch you.
Yeah. It's that whole effort thing.
All right, boys. Well, it's been a minute since we've recorded.
It's been a hot minute, like a month.
Yeah. And that would be because last week we went to a small little intimate event.
A local con.
Not a lot of people there, but it was still a solid show. The Las Vegas Open.
2020 version.
Cricket.
Do we have a final count? I forgot to ask you before we started recording. Did you ever hear a final tally for the event itself?
I did not, but I did overhear Reese talking about like something over 3,000 players.
Oh, my God.
Not tickets sold, but actual people in events.
I didn't even mention this earlier. I didn't realize this the whole years we've been doing this event, but Kirk took me to the other places where they're running games.
There's a second floor. They do it.
3 separate areas, and they're all huge. I had no idea any of that stuff was going on.
Yeah, the 40K, or I mean the 30K.
Yeah, and the friendly and
all that
Underworld
stuff
was upstairs, I believe.
All the painting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like crazy. I was like, oh my God, this thing just keeps going and going. I didn't even snap to any of that in the previous years, and we were just walking around on the Sunday, going around to different parts of the hotel, and I was like, good Lord, this thing is massive.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get distracted by an entire convention room just being one 40K tournament.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that was, 1,000 players?
I think the final list submission, they said something like 850 tickets sold and then like 771 dice down or something like.
That's still
it's gargantuan.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But AOS is getting bigger every year.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the thing. When I was talking to Reese, he was even talking about how AOS just exploded this year.
Yeah.
Between the two events, it was just nuts.
Yep. Well, 3 events because there was the doubles too.
Yeah, doubles. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. I think the way it's run now, I mean, like it was run last year. You know, you had your, not to steal your thunder or whatever, but you had your narrative running alongside the GT.
Yeah,
and then Sunday is the doubles because essentially only 8 people are still playing in the GT.
Yeah.
So it leaves this vacuum for another major event.
Yeah.
And people enjoy doubles. So if you're not too hungover, by the time Sunday rolls around, I
would have liked to have seen you in the doubles on Sunday. That would have been fun to watch.
No, I can't even believe Kyle made it.
Let's just say that Elric had quite the evening on Saturday. Well,
into the morning.
Into the morning, yeah. So
good times.
Good times,
from what I can remember.
Yeah, the little bits that you remember. So. Yeah, this show is really going to be all about LVO. So, I mean, that was the battle, the creation, everything. Yeah, it's going to revolve around that, except for the reveals and such.
Which happened at LVO.
Yeah, which happened there too.
Weirdest thing, huh?
Yeah, who knew?
Was that Wednesday night?
Thursday night.
Thursday night. Okay.
Yeah, Thursday night. So, but I do want to send a big old shout out to Alex Gonzalez over there at the Garage Hammer podcast, and also sort of known for running a small AOS event. He runs Adepticon, so so he got selected as one of the Warhammer heroes. So kudos to Alex.
Nice,
well done. Hey.
I will hopefully make Adepticon this year. I don't
really.
I don't know. doing this show, honestly, I mean, and I should be going to events and getting out there in the community to see what's going on instead of just speaking out.
Doing like what I've been doing for the last 12 months?
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
No, I should be actually going places and playing and doing things.
Sure.
Instead of just sitting here in armchair general it. Basically,
do you feel LVO kind of motivated you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just doing the Neo stuff there alone I had a blast.
Yeah. It was truly a fun event. I got to say, for all the craziness that led up to it, it was incredibly rewarding. There were quite a few events that weekend that were going on
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. So at the same time that LVO was going on, you had the Warhammer Heat 1 for Age of Sigmar over there in Nottingham, and they had some little show. I think it was a charity deal out there in Australia. They call it CanCon. And it was flipping huge.
Right. Allegedly, because we all know Australia's not real.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So a lot of mannequins, a lot of VR stuff. But, yeah.
I don't even know what was the final tally? I think it was over 200.
I think that one was over 200 players for AOS.
Bananas.
Yeah.
There was also Brotherhood.
Yeah.
The team tournament in the
Texas.
UK.
Oh, there was the Texas Masters was that weekend.
Yeah.
Also.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a lot of dice being rolled last weekend.
And, we talked about it with Scott on the last show about how, all these events seem to get, sometimes we don't deconflict our events so that people can go to them. But, the big major events, the LVO and CanCon, I don't think really poached each other that much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's crazy when you think about the weekend of one of the major events. There's a whole bunch of other big events going on that, give people the opportunity to do something locally if they can't get out to one of the signature events. And I mean, that's amazing when you think about it, that we have that kind of community right now that can support, what was it, 177 players plus my 30, so 200 players of AOS at LVO, a few hundred more at CanCon, and then I don't know what the Texas Masters had, but events all over the country drawing their full maxes. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good to see because, used to be if you had a big major event going on, like an LVO, the rest of the country would be dead.
Yeah.
Nothing would
everybody's
be planned.
supposed to be going to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, we'll have an 80-man out there in Texas, or we'll have this or that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
So.
But just so that everybody gets an idea, and we're going to lead into this a little bit later. We might talk about it right now. Heck, why not?
Hey, it's your show.
Hey, Zinch is here again.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah.
And they're here to stay, it looks like.
They've been quiet. There's nothing been going on with them at all, ever.
Nope.
No.
So, yeah, of the big events that happened this weekend, one of them wasn't won by Zinch.
It was the only one that wasn't using the new rules by Zinch.
Yeah.
And that was LVO. LVO didn't allow Zinch or KO because it dropped after the deadline. But just so you get a feeling for it, out there at CanCon, 3 of the 6 top players, including the winner, were Zinch. Over there at Heat 1 in Nottingham, you had 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 9th, 13th, 15th, 19th, 22nd, and then a random guy in 61st were all Zinch. So they basically cleaned the top 20, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly the top 10.
Yeah. But over
reminiscent of LVO a couple years ago?
Yeah. So I think Zinch is here to stay. They got legs. Oh, wait. No, they have discs. My bad.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, they are, I hesitate to say overpowered, but
I think it depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
It's been very divisive on Twitter, and I know how quickly that can get exhausting because people only seem to really want to speak in extremes.
Mm-hmm.
It's either the end of the world or I don't really care about that because I'm chopping up models and converting, and I don't play at that level or whatever. But it's definitely I don't know, when something like this comes along and hits the meta.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because Bone Reapers was like a cut above the rest.
Yeah.
But Bone Reapers didn't take... Well, okay, so, I mean, Bone Reapers didn't take first, second, third, and all that, blah, 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 because everybody had to buy the whole army from scratch. I think everybody's still kind of ramping up to that, whereas most really competitive people who had... I mean, they already had a Tzeentch army.
Yeah, from before.
Because it's always been disgusting.
Yeah.
And now it's right back on top.
Now it's been ramped up to 12.
Yeah, I really hope it's not like it was before.
Yeah.
But I don't, just glancing through that book, I'm not sure how it can't be.
They're going to have to reach for some interesting fact magic to make that drop down a little.
It's so strong. Yeah. And I even with the FAQ, I don't see it really changing until both. A couple more armies come out, which I think we're going to slow down. Yeah. Last year was the year of AOS.
So crazy,
We're going to get Seraphon and the Lumineth Realm Lords.
Yep.
I don't know how soon we'll get those.
Right.
And then we'll get the updated General's Handbook. We'll get the handbook in July, is it?
July, August, yeah.
So it might be a rough 5 or 6 months of Tzeentch just punching baby seals in a bad way.
I hope not. That would be very debilitating for a game that is so on a roll right now.
Yeah.
And to let it languish, I don't think they're going to let it languish that long without change. The problem is the biggest, most egregious things happened in their house.
Yeah.
It happened at Heat 1. And if you haven't watched the video stream and all that stuff, the highlight, low light, if you will, was the final game on the stream for Heat 1 was a Tzeentch player versus Bone Reapers. And the Bone Reapers player just basically walked off after turn 1 because he had nothing left to fight for. There was
no way to play the game.
There was no way to win it. So it was and the problem is a lot of the games that you hear about where, the Tzeentch versus Slaanesh game that I heard about was a top of turn 1 tabling of the Slaanesh player. He was just, he literally never got to roll a die on, for something he did.
Well, that was whenever I played Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Rolling Bad Rumble.
Yeah, the Rolling Bad Rumble. I played Ryan, and he killed 95% of my flesh eaters.
Yeah.
And I never got to roll dice.
Yeah. You moved your army forward, and then it died.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and that was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that.
If you listen to the latest Notorious AOS podcast from the guys in New Zealand, they went over to CanCon, and the guy who won it is on the show.
Oh, nice.
And he talks about, it was a 6-game tournament, and, he felt no pressure until game 6.
Yeah.
His games were just that easy.
Yeah.
To win, and he played, I think he said he played, 1 game leading up to with the new Tzeentch leading into
Also, it plays itself, basically. You don't have to learn.
Well, I always hesitate to say that because it kind of discredits his skill, and I'm sure he's a top-tier player, to be able. No, but I don't think any army is in such a place where any monkey could just pick it up.
Well, no.
So I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but the fact that he certainly cracked that code that quickly is saying something about that book. But we don't want to start.
No, we're not just here to dog it. I mean, I'm sure they'll, the fact will probably be delayed for this one.
Yeah.
Because that happened in their house, and they're going to take a seriously hard look at it.
I would hope so.
And, ultimately, they have fixed a lot of issues with a lot of books reasonably quickly, so I don't doubt that they'll do this again.
Yeah.
So I just, it's really bad that so many people got such a bad negative play experience from that. It just reinforces that whole, that thing of if you play Tzeentch, you're that guy.
Yeah.
So, and it just kind of, like I said a couple of shows ago, I really want to see Tzeentch come back and be strong again and be dynamic again. This is the last thing I wanted to see was them come out and just re-earn that reputation of
being ridiculous.
Yeah, if you want to be that guy, buy Zinch. I mean, I went to the store today and bought up all they had, but it's, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to Zinch Army.
I was just trying to prevent anybody else from doing that.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's
I don't want anybody else to go down that road.
Yeah, you're saving the rest of the community.
You're
a real team player for that.
To.
A hobby hero, if you will.
Hobby
Thank
hero.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not.
All right. Enough Zinch bashing.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll fix it. I'm not gonna. The sky is not falling just yet.
Yeah.
So, although the ceiling fan might, I don't know. No. Last thing I wanted to cover in our intro was I want to throw a big shout out to Reese and Frankie.
Oh yeah.
And the whole Frontline Gaming crew and all the volunteers that helped them. Until you see a group of people setting up 600-700 tables for people to play on, it's an amazing undertaking. I mean, just for the 40K champs, they had to set up, 450 tables, and then for AOS it was 80 something. I took up 12 tables, and then they had a huge X-Wing tournament going on.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just nuts seeing all that stuff go out. I mean, I was wore out after setting up my 12 tables, and you know, I cannot fathom the idea. We've helped them out in the past, but it was never that level of, hey, let's set up 500 tables today. So yeah, kudos to those guys. Everything that I saw about LVO was super smooth. There were hiccups, but none of that was stuff that they could deal with.
There was a major hiccup.
There was a big hiccup. And we should probably address the elephant in the room. Right between rounds 2 and 3 of the 40K 800-man tournament, BCP decided to take a nap. And
and they addressed it. On their Facebook Facebook page, they went into the details of what happened. It's basically a software update that they put in that allowed people a TO to verify lists much quicker.
Right.
But it used, I guess I'm not a tech monkey, but it apparently consumed too much bandwidth leading into it, and you're allowed X amount, and they just didn't anticipate all that stuff. It's like all this back end stuff dealing with Google. And it totally shut everything down. But, it sucked. But, the thing about BCP, the thing is in that post, I guess I never really comprehended how much BCP is used.
Oh, yeah.
And the number of events and data that it puts together and all that stuff. So because when it happened, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Every year at LVO, BCP kind of falls apart. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I read their breakdown of all their numbers and everything like that, I was like, oh, wow, this is actually a monstrous task that this app takes care of.
Yes.
And the fact that it only falls apart here and there.
Yeah, is amazing.
And they learn from it and make it a stronger app going forward. Yep. Yeah, so kudos to those guys.
Well, and it's, you hit on it a little bit. Yeah, there were 500 games going on or just 40K games going on at LVO. There was also 100 games of AOS going on, and probably 50 games of X-Wing, and God knows how many of 30K, and that's just at LVO. Now throw CanCon on there, throw all the events that are going on all over the country, and little Billy Joe Jim Bob's 12-man event out there in Oshkosh.
That's probably what did it.
Yeah, he probably broke it. But
all right, listen to your little Billy Bob.
Billy Bob, we got
never again on LVO weekend.
Yeah. Listen, bro.
Either
selfish.
Weekend before, weekend after.
Right. Get it together.
Exactly.
Pull your finger out.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the idea that the part I really want to hit is to the 40K judges out there. You guys, I didn't get to buy you a beer because, there's too many of you, and, we never got hooked up. But somebody needs to buy those guys a beer because they did 500 and some odd pairings by hand for the third round.
Wow.
There was, 70 volunteers to do that, I think it was.
I didn't even hear about that.
It was a ridiculous number.
Yeah, they were pulling people off the street.
They had every judge
to get it done. They were freaked out. They were just, oh my God, we're so short. And we have all these pairings. And people just jumped right in, which
and that was
awesome.
the thing is you have to do the pairings right, because when BCP comes back up, they have to be able to put it all in there, and the brackets have to work. I mean, the numbers have to work out. You can't just go, hey, you go play a game on table 50. It has to be the correct people. Otherwise, you're, there's money at stake for this.
Sure.
People are going to lose their minds if they get paired up to the wrong person and something doesn't work right. And I'm sure that was going on anyway. But I just, those guys were amazing, and they earned all the money they didn't make that weekend. I mean,
it's great.
Yeah.
Yep. And Therese and Frankie smashing everything that was under their control. To me, was outstanding. It was just over the top cool.
And it was my second LVO.
Yep.
And, last year I just stopped in.
Right.
Because I was with the wife on holiday. But this year, actually getting to work it and seeing just the amazing thing. I mean, you had maybe 20 judges in the AOS area, and they're just constantly being bombarded with a question, with a rule. It was, I never got to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And, just with our little event, hey, there's this, we'll add this question. Oh, okay, cool. I'm trying to dust off my brain to figure stuff out. I can't imagine being on that side with Scott and the rest of them. Nope.
Well, you had, 5 or 6? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bunch this year. The last couple of years, it's just been like me and Scott and
Robert.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
So
yeah, this year they had Robert and Garrett was there and a few other guys. There was about 6 or 7. But yeah, he was, he wanted to increase the vigilance across the tables, and it made sense. Everything ran smooth from our point of view.
Yeah,
everything was smooth as silk. So, and I do want to send a shout out also to the Frontline Gaming guys for the high roller packages. This year's package was pretty damn cool. I really feel like I got my money's worth out of this year's bag. So in years past, I've been like, wow, that's a lot of money for, paint. But this year they had a custom made dice set for LVO.
Nice.
And they're the nice, hefty metal dice, not just, little Chess X. Yeah, so they were hefty, and there was a nice little coaster, a gamer's coaster, because it has a little dice well in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, there's all really nice stuff in here. So not to mention the shot glasses and pint glasses, and someone might get the idea that there's drinking involved at these conventions.
No, I would never think that.
I wouldn't, because almost everyone I talked to all went to church after the game. And
I certainly didn't drink that weekend.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
So, have we done all the introductory stuff?
Sure. Yeah, enough shout-outs. Good Lord. Let's move on.
Oh, there's more coming. Don't worry. In the
God.
actual show. Yeah. There's some I didn't put down on the sheet.
Well, we're not recording either, are we?
No.
Yeah, this is just...
Oh, I didn't hit the button.
Oh, yeah. We got to start over.
Wow. Sorry, guys. Let's do that again.
Welcome to the Rolling Bell.
All right. So, let's address the elephant in the room. And I'm not talking about me.
Okay.
All right. Let up.
Hey-o.
I have that. Don't I have that? Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
No, yeah, let's pause the show so that you can dig through your soundboard. Thank you. Bless.
You think you'd put labels on stuff?
Something.
I do. They're right there, but you have to hit the button to get to the label page. Because normally I watch what you guys are saying, so I know what the levels look like.
So let's get into the preview. This was the highlight of the Thursday night.
Yes,
we got there. The Games Workshop reveal. Not a whole lot. I think they said it's like a 40K chess set coming out. Never mind, cut that out of the show. That's stupid. Bill, if you're listening, cut that stupid comment out of it.
The problem is what you said came after, so I won't be able to cut it. You have to cut it from before.
Well, I'll go back in time and cut the...
So, as you said, let's hit the reveal show.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the actual order that it was in, but I could try to hit everything that was up on the...
It started with the God bless.
Pointy Elves.
Yeah, Pointy Elves, which are the Lumineth Realm Lords, Teclis's boys. And we saw 4 separate kits. We got it previewed. Spearmen that look amazing. The spearmen and the horses basically look like the old. If you could take the old high elf spearmen and silver helms, and just crank them to 11, that's a
good way to it's a good way to describe.
They're so good. They're still very much elves.
Yeah,
they're actually riding on horses, not some horse with fins and wings and demon hooves or whatever. And then Teclis, which is kind of a weird model. I can never understand looking at that, like if he's on top of the beast or like floating 30 feet off to the side.
No, he's hanging. He's like gripping the wing or something. He's actually hanging off the wing of the beast.
Yeah, that's weird.
But
Which is the creepiest miniature I've seen in a very long time.
I tell you what, there is like a serious split about whether that's the coolest model you've ever seen or if it's flaming hot garbage.
It's cool to me. It's cool, but it's just the face is that frightening.
The face on the bird,
the way it's painted, because
maybe
it's like all natural except for the head is like this big chunk of gold.
Right. It just doesn't look
it's a bit
right.
jarring. I think
the face is like a rosy pink, but everything else looks like a bird.
Yeah,
it looks like a 40K cherub got slapped onto a winged.
Definitely one of the kits that I'll be looking forward to see in person.
And
assembled on the table.
I was watching Warhammer Weekly on Wednesday, and Vince and Tom were both like, "This model presents great opportunities for conversion."
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw it. I was like, I looked at Andrew and I was like, I cannot wait to see what people convert with that.
They're going to go nuts. But Vince made a really interesting point in that if you try to take Teclis off of that, because of the way he's mounted onto that wing, they're going to have some crenellations in there, some nards and splines for it to actually mate up to. So you're going to have to do some serious green stuffing to make that wing look like a wing again.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I tell you, people are going to make some amazing conversions out of that. Just the pose of Teclis screams for like 50 different arrangements on a base.
Yeah.
So it's going to be...
And then Altharion. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. That won my heart because I was on a plane flying in because I'm too lazy to drive, and I'm going, what am I seeing? I couldn't figure out what I was looking at first.
Yeah.
I thought, well, maybe the picture was screwed up. I'm like, no, it's an empty suit of armor.
Yeah. And they actually made a point of explaining that at the reveal show, and that they had his soul, but they didn't have his body, so they just basically powered up the armor, and he's not really in there. And I think they were getting at it as, look how cool that sculpt is, because it's a suit of armor with nobody in it, and it hangs together, so it's magic.
Well, he was saying that Eltharion's spirit is so strong that it wasn't destroyed when the old world went away, and that Teclis doesn't know what to do with it.
Right.
So he stuffed it in there for the time
for
being.
now.
Which is funny because whenever AOS first was mentioned, all the rumor and innuendo of what it's going to be, is it going to be Bubble Worlds, what it is? I envisioned the Stormcast being spirits in suits of armor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, back in I was like, that's going to be kind of weird. Like automatons? Is that how they're going to do it?
Yeah.
So it's really neat seeing that come to play now. I was like, oh, wow. I'll buy it just to have it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Teclis is going all Thousand Suns on us.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Looks like it.
Cool. I like it. Go get it.
The models are gorgeous. I was going to even make that comment about the regular rank and flank troops. To me, they just look like the old ones, but modernized and all that stuff. And I was just looking at them going, this is just wrong. I mean, it makes me even want to play something like that because they're just so cool looking.
You know what it's kind of like is you look at the old Warriors of Chaos, the Warriors and the Knights, and now you look at the new ones.
Yeah.
It's like the same essence, but they're so dynamic because you can do that on round bases and, the technology of designing the models is such that you can get more detail, et cetera. That's what these guys are like. It's like if you could take those old high elves and just add more detail and action and personality to them and whatnot.
They just look like they're cranked up.
Yeah.
And, it seems like that's what they're doing with everything now. Yeah. So,
And Except Seraphon.
You're
just getting your new book.
And I'm okay with that. Honestly, I have, we talked about this before. Just give me a new book that lets me play the army I have. I don't care if you give me new models. I really don't. I don't hate the models at all.
I do.
Okay. You can keep hating them. You hate more tribes too. But,
well, that's different.
Okay, so when they said the Seraphon book was coming, I think I almost passed out.
Yeah, I was wondering how you were doing up there.
Might have been the third beer. I don't know. But, and Kirk, if you're listening to this, don't come to LVO next year, okay? God, we need a health year, man.
Wow. Wow, yeah.
I'm kidding. You better be there.
Yeah, the beer was flowing.
Oh,
yeah, I have to meet this guy.
Yeah.
2 years in a row I've missed it.
Good times.
Oh, jeez. So we're going into the preview, and he's got like this big Warhammer bag. And we're all like, oh, he bought some stuff. Yeah, no, it's full of beer.
Yeah.
And he's just handing them out.
Yep. So,
I definitely have to meet him now. Yeah.
Oh, God. And he's a great dude. Great dude. So, yeah, Seraphon was announced. They showed the battle tome, and they kind of showed the terrain piece that they're getting.
Yeah. Good
and,
Lord.
wow. Yeah.
That's huge.
That is, yeah, it's awesome. And I'm happy with that. Just give me a book that makes them tier 2. I don't care. And I'll be happy. So,
I'm sure they'll be better than that.
If they have something that can make Zinch go away, all right, I'm all down with it,
Yeah.
So I'll be the meta killer. Yeah, I don't care.
Or start a new one.
Yeah. So,
There you go.
Yep, Seraphon was announced.
And then Sons of Behemoth was hinted at.
Yes.
Yes.
Hinted at.
That's what I'm waiting for, baby.
Yeah.
Army of Giants.
That'll be insane.
As long as they're not the big, doofy giants that they've always had. I want cool-looking giants.
I'm sorry, the what new Giants?
The new, really fun, hopefully cool giants. Yay.
Oh, I feel like such a great buzzkill.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the Giants look totally. So.
Ice gone!
So, yes, those are definitely hinted at. Now, if you're an Adeptus Mechanicus player, you probably had awesome little dreams that
For
night.
some reason, these slip my mind. They're so cool.
Oh, my gosh. Well, no, they had hinted at the Ornithopter.
Well, they showed it on the community page.
Yeah, so they had already gone. And so now they have troops that are looking like that. And, okay.
Mechanical steeds, baby.
The robot dogs are just... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool, man.
My Lord.
I just was like, they're making a steampunk army. The one I've dreamt of since 1993.
And, they are seriously taking those down. The Mechanicus is going down that steampunk road. 100 mile an hour.
I'm so tempted.
That Ornithopter, I was just like...
To start playing 40K, I'm tempted to do it and go, okay, my guys are going to be brass with brown leather clothing.
Oh, of course.
And that's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just run with it.
So cool.
Yep. I mean, they just looked... I have no interest in that army at all, and I'm just like, I cannot wait to see those. They're going to be so much fun.
I just can't wait to see how people are going to paint them up.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be amazing.
It's just going to be completely nuts.
They're going to be amazing. So, Pointy L's... So they also announced the Beastgrave, which are the worm spat.
Oh, yes.
The Nurgle for Beastgrave.
Finally.
Which are so crazy cool looking.
I can't believe it's been this long into Underworlds and Nurgle is finally getting
do
done.
Nurgle yet. Although I think kind of, when you look at the way they did it, the Shade Spire, and then what was the next one?
Night Vault.
Night Vault.
Yeah.
They didn't really fit with the motifs. Now that it's Beastgrave and it's more outdoorsy, I think the Nurgle fits a little bit better. So, with the motif, if you will. And, oh, man, they looked so cool. In fact, I pre-ordered them today.
Yeah, so it's a female sorceress and then 2 Blight Kings with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
You betcha. And I'll bet you anything that they're really hard to kill.
They're just Blight Kings.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't see the rules?
Yeah, no.
So she's a caster, and her spell is it's like range 7, and it just does 3 mortal wounds. Oh, I'm sorry, not in. Oh, this is her.
I'm talking
AOS
Beast
War
Grave.
Scroll. I don't care about Underworlds. I'm talking about their conversion over to AOS.
Who plays that anymore?
Oh wow, this guy.
There we go.
Zinj is here, dude. There's no point.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, huh? Okay. Yeah, but you have just like you said, awesome models to port over to AOS.
Yeah,
it's cool. For Blackstone Fortress, they approached this one in such a crazy, funny way. It was one of those, who was playing this game 20 years ago, and half the room was like, I wasn't born 20 years ago, and then you had dumb, what's like me raising the hand, and thankfully Kirk was raising his hand too, and who remembers Zotes? And we're all like, yes,
nice.
So, yeah, seeing the Zote come back is just, they're hitting those little nostalgia buttons all the time now.
Oh, yeah, and Blackstone Fortress is definitely the one to do it.
Oh,
you got the squat.
Yeah, the squats are in there.
The squat's not. He was for Necromunda.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The little specialist games kind of allow you to do the fun things like that.
And that's just it. Is you hit that nostalgia thing for people, and that's perfect. You don't have to bring it into the main game.
Yeah,
nobody's going to.
But if it's really successful, I think it's a cool way of them to see, like, well,
what's the feels?
There's still a lot of people that played from way back in the day that actually remember this stuff.
Yep.
But there's still there's a bunch of new blood.
Yeah.
Right. So if you come out and you're like, here's a whole new Zote army for 40K, and like, some of your player base is going to get really energized, but a lot of people aren't going to know what the heck that is.
Right.
Yeah.
So what Blackstone Fortress and Necromunda kind of allow you to do, same thing with squads, is like, well, we can put these in. It scratches that nostalgia itch for the older gamers. And then if it hits real well with the newer demographics, then we could look into doing something for them. So I think those specialist games really allow them to do that. And maybe we'll see it because with Underworlds, the Beastgrave thing, you got the Kurnoth elves, but I mean, is that going to be a full on army down the road? We don't know.
We really don't know.
Yeah, I think what Underworlds and Warcry allow them to do is the same thing. And then, I mean, we'll talk maybe a little more about like the Q&A aspect, but I asked him, I said, what about, because Blackstone Fortress is really successful. You got constantly cranking out support for that game.
Yep.
Yet there's crickets for the fantasy side, which was first.
Yep.
Is it just not that successful or what? And they said, well, it would be cool if more stuff came out for that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how they answered a lot of questions.
Well, they're not going to directly address something that might be in the pipeline. But
sure, yeah.
You have to believe that if you look at Blackstone Fortress and then Silver Tower, those games that they fed on each other. Yeah. Silver Tower was an outgrowth, and they tried different things, and they hit the formula with Blackstone Fortress. They hit the right game, the right mechanics. Everything fell into place, and honestly, it has gotten a lot of mainstream approval for the game.
Yeah.
So it's financially feasible to keep throwing stuff at that game because it always sticks. And who knows? Maybe they have another version of the fantasy version coming. Because, Games Workshop is very, very, World War II Russian. They don't reinforce failure. But they damn sure do reinforce success.
Yeah.
So if Blackstone Fortress is doing really, really well, we could very well see another iteration of fantasy for that game or some take on it.
I certainly hope so.
I hope so.
I think that it's also AOS. How long has it been out? 5 years? 4 years?
Coming up on 5.
Yeah, so it hasn't even been out 5 years. So there's not enough history to fall back on. They're still releasing new stuff from different realms. Like the Lumineth and all that. So, meanwhile, 40K, I played that in high school, and I'm 45 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's just such a wealth of history for 40K compared to AOS. It's not very surprising that Silver Tower didn't take off that much.
Yeah, and we talked about this before about like the difference between Silver Tower and what is it? Shadows over Hammerhall,
Hammerhall.
is like they're two different games.
Yeah,
there's
really
no
are.
continuity between the two, and then
there's a few mechanics that are shared, but
and then Silver Tower had a bunch of new minis, which
Mm-hmm.
was really cool. But then Shadows over Hammerhall was just a bunch of existing stuff shoved into a board game.
Yep.
So I think maybe if they kind of start from scratch, and it feels more like an AOS game instead of a holdover from the old world mixed with stuff. Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, there's. I think they'll get to it.
Yeah,
I can't say this year, but you never know with these guys the way they're doing stuff.
Never count anything out. With
exactly.
these guys
and I love the fact that they're throwing out new sculpts for Beastgrave.
Yeah,
they didn't just get 3 Blight Kings and put them in a box.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't get just some ogre, put him in a box. You know, I mean, these are new
all of it
sculpts, and they're
so
beautiful
good.
sculpts too.
So good.
Well, and the thing is that's brilliance, pretty much in marketing and all that stuff, because you're not only going to sell Beastgrave to the Beastgrave players, but you're going to sell it to the AOS players who want new models. You're going to, I mean, it gives you another income stream. It gives you another marketing avenue, if you will. I mean, so yeah, that just makes total sense. But anyway, next up, they talked about the next Psychic Awakening book, which was called Engine War. So you can imagine what that's all about. Everything with an engine in it, which is actually Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights, Adeptus Mechanicus, and most of your engine-driven Chaos Demons, which, So why Chaos Demons are in there, I don't know, but
or
they had to find a home somewhere.
That was also slang in the Titanicus novel. They called the Titans engines.
Well, yeah.
So if they came out with big, giant Titanicus
demons
models, here's your Warlord Titan on the table. I don't know what I would do.
Well, hey, they have and they will.
But now with the way they sculpt, oh my God.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
it's nuts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because I truly enjoy the Knights.
Yeah,
I really like them. Why Demons of Chaos is in this book? I guess they just had to have somebody.
Well, there's the Soul Render.
Yeah, but
Soul Grinder. Sorry,
I mean Soul Grinder. Yeah, there's all kinds of ones, but yeah, I just say more power to it. Let's bring it on.
Yeah,
something for the Lord Discordant to play with.
Well, and it's like Tyranids being snuck into.
The
Blood of
Baal.
It's,
but I mean that had a book behind it.
So,
that was.
But everybody's going to get touched, and that is the cool thing.
And
about
that's the thing is they're touching everybody.
Yeah,
so
everybody gets some love.
Yeah, because I tell you what, Grey Knights players are just over the moon right now. I was going through the book a couple of nights ago, and I'm like, wow, Grey Knights are actually a thing. They can actually play now.
Cool.
That's very nice. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely Psychic Awakening is a cool thing. And then, last but not least,
a couple more things.
There is.
Yeah, there's the whole Forge World rewrite of the Imperial Armor.
The total rewrite. Yes. So all the Forge World books for at least 40K, are being pulled off the shelves and out of the whatever they call those things, warehouses, and they're going to completely redo them.
Yeah.
And someone asked the question, is the Sigmar stuff going to get that treatment? And the answer was kind of a qualified yes.
Yeah.
So
they were very vague about everything, despite people asking over and over and over and over again, what's the release date on this? Like they're going to tell you a freaking release date.
And they just want to beat you in the face.
Yeah.
They just really want to. I mean, Adam Troke was trying to get to as many questions as he could.
Yeah.
And they started early and stayed late. And you got to know that when you get that question of, when are you going to release the... they just wanted to hit them because you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
Ugh, God.
But one thing they did ask was, which will be the first one? And they kind of said it sounds like all of them will get released at once.
Right. Yeah. Which one's going to be first? All of them?
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah, I think they're going to come out with a big book of Forge World and just put everything with new 40K stats. And this is how you play with them, and this is how you shoehorn them into your army. And go have fun.
And I heard something, did they mention it there or whatever, that Forge World is getting rolled into Games Workshop? It's not going to be a sister company anymore?
No, they didn't mention it at LVO, but that's been a persistent rumor.
I could have sworn that Forge World is like the 40K Forge World stuff is 40K now. It's not.
What they said was their rules, the 40K rules team is writing the rules for Forge World. So, I mean, as far as I bet you that distinction between the two companies now is less than nothing. Maybe just, a different logo and a paycheck here and there. But you have to know they all work in the same, I'm sure the distinction is minimal now, but.
Yeah. And then we got the Angels of Death preview.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be so good.
Let me just tell you that what you've seen on the internet and what's been released is not what we saw at the preview, because they haven't released that video even yet, the one that we saw. Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
So they said that was exclusive to the event for quite some time.
Well, they also said that if you're interested in it, be at Adepticon, because they're really going to
push it's just so. Well, I mean, the crazy part is we've seen this guy's work before. I mean, he did all that stuff. You knew it was going to be good, but then having the company behind him, oh man.
What resources did you need? Oh, we've got those.
Yeah, we've got that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they even made mention of the fact that there's people at GW who aren't associated with that project, who are working on it, lunch hours and after work. They're helping out. So how jazzed they are about it. And when you look at that trailer, you're just like, yeah, that was over the top. It was it's what we've been waiting for. It's going to make all those Ultramarines, the movie, blues go away.
True.
Which, I mean, I basically liked that movie. I thought it was pretty good. I know I'm in the minority.
Which movie?
Ultramarines, the movie.
I'm not even going to. Nope.
Oh, I bought it.
I did too.
The day it came out. I may actually still have it.
I have it on DVD and Blu-ray. So
I'd have to look through my DVD. I may still have it.
Yeah.
I thought it was wonderful.
We should have a viewing party because Elric is obviously
He's forgotten.
Understand it.
Yeah.
Maybe they use too many big words. So anyways, toward the end of the show, they teased what has to be the greatest thing ever, and they did it in the best way possible. So they showed the old Makari.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll let you bring this one.
And his sidekick. Ain't that awesome? Because
so good.
You know what his sidekick is. And for those of you that don't know who his sidekick is, it would be Gazgul Mag Uthraka. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so ready for a new.
Oh, God.
The owner of Armageddon. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah,
this is my
pretty
planet
much.
now. Yeah.
Well.
Yep. And Saga of the Beast is coming up for Psychic Awakening.
Wow, that could be a really cool tie-in maybe if they, work those together.
You should put that out there, Bill.
I think I'll suggest it. I'll write one of my emails and suggest it.
Am I really going to have to collect orcs from scratch?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, pretty much.
Again.
Because you sold them all and then sold them and
yeah.
Now I have them.
Yeah, you do.
Cannot wait.
So good.
So just the look at Makari, you can just tell this is going to be good. And it's funny, Josh and I were talking at the store today, how big, my thought is if he's as big as a Centurion, I'll be happy.
He's got to be bigger.
If he's as big as like an Invictor Warsuit, I'd be like, okay, that's Gaz.
Yeah, because I think in the story, he's as big as a Lehman Ross.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah.
I want him to at least be the size of Gilliman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Preferably bigger.
Hopefully. And we were talking about that too, and I was like, he needs to be able to go toe-to-toe with a chapter master.
Oh, no.
With ease.
He needs to go toe-to-toe with Gilliman.
No, I don't think they're going to go that nuts.
It makes sense.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna ramp the story up to that level to where he's now like the beast that almost killed the Emperor, then yeah, he goes toe to toe with Guilliman, and it's a 50-50.
He slaps him down. It took the Emperor and Horus to
beat up the Beast. So,
oh God. I just love the idea of orcs being that terrifying.
But you know what we were talking about is what if? So Gazgul's massing this huge wah.
Right.
He's coming, and this book is gonna figure out where he's going. What if Bobby G goes running out to him and says, "Hey, listen, I got this stuff going on. Okay, so we got these Tyranids and stuff. You guys want to fight? I mean, if you want to fight, I got to fight for you.
Like a real fight.
Yeah. And he either throws in with Gazgul, or they make a deal, or maybe they just do the same thing they did before and sort of steer them towards.
That's what I'm thinking.
The Tyranids or Chaos or Abaddon or whatever.
I don't know. I think that would have worked before, but it seems like the galaxy is such that there's I don't know where you would steer them. Everything's been thrown into such a disarray that, I think that's why the orcs are where they're at now, is it's such a target-rich environment of carnage.
But, you could just tell them, you see that big rip in the galaxy? Why don't you just go along that, and anything you find, just pick it off. Anything you see, take it.
Yeah, they kind of got away from that, it seems like, that because there was that whole story of the Inquisitor that diverted the orc invasion into the Tyranids, and then stories of 60-foot tall orcs as they walked around because they get bigger as they fight, and then the Tyranids adapt, and it's like this. It was like the perfect stall until one of them eventually has to win, and apparently the Tyranids won,
and then whatever's left is going to be really bad.
Yeah, was it like AVP? Whoever wins, we lose. Or
yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter.
You're right.
So
I don't know. I'm so excited. I was hoping that Gazzy would have got done like a year or two ago.
I don't know.
It's so cool now seeing these old characters get redone finally.
Mm-hmm.
So every time a new one comes along, it just makes me go like, oh man, the new Dante is going to be amazing, or the new like Ragnar. Black. These old Space Marine characters are going to look fantastic. Maybe an entire new Astra Militarum, something. Good Lord, humans. That's an old army. I don't think anybody really brings that up.
Yeah.
Of just how old Astra Militarum are.
Yeah.
At this point in the game.
Well, you look at those Lehman Russ kits and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
So dated.
What is the newest kit for Astra Militarum? Not including the Militarum Tempestus stuff.
No.
The Death Strike missile?
Because that's... Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it'd be the Death Strikes.
Or did the Sentinel get redone after that? I think the Sentinel was like a sneak-in kit.
Wasn't it just a direct replacement, though? Didn't they just phase in, phase out?
I think the Sentinel might be the newest. And even then, that's
what, 15, 16 years old?
It's old.
Oh, that was like Abaddon. He was 18 years old before they re-released him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18, 19 years? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it was like somebody said at the reveal thing that, what about Corn Berserkers? They're old enough to buy beer now.
I know. That was awesome. They're old enough to buy beer at LVO.
Yeah. To which I really liked the answer. It was a non-answer, which is what a lot of it was. But they said, look, here's the thing, is because the way we do new kits is basically the miniature designers just sit back and they make whatever they want to make, and so they're always making new things. So we can say essentially yes to all the questions you're asking. Is this going to get redone, or is this blah, blah, blah? Well, yeah.
Yes.
But what we're seeing behind the scenes is like 5 or 6 years from now, we know what's coming out. So we can answer all your questions. Yes, we just can't tell you when.
Yeah.
Even if we wanted to, we can't tell you when, because the model designers work in just a totally different way.
Yes.
And then when they finally congeal something together, then the story guys and the rules guys get a hold of it and stuff. But it's all about what the model designers want to do and what they put together and whether it works. There's a whole just because you want something to get redone, they have to sit there and try to figure out how to engineer it and all of that. There's so much that goes on, and it'd be cool if they could talk about that a little more, but I would imagine trade secrets and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't want to.
Couldn't.
Or there'd just be a slip of the tongue.
Right, yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And then, Bob's got corn berserk.
Yeah, they're going to be just wait till you see the new.
Yeah.
This model presented such an interesting engineering shot. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to announce this whole new race that's just been spoiled.
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, I guess it would be tricky. But
although I would love to see the big board at Games Workshop.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember when Martin Morin spoiled... God,
Oh.
I don't even remember what army that was. He spoiled an army on their live stream.
On the stream.
So there was also the unveils at the Nuremberg show.
This one made me giddy.
Yeah.
With excitement.
I did not see this.
This was all
this
the more
awesome.
specialist game stuff.
Yeah.
So for Aeronautica Imperialis.
Yay!
This is so good.
Oh, my God.
We got Tau.
Well, who cares?
Yeah.
Let's throw away stuff in the box.
Wow.
That's packing material.
High-tech packing material.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this stuff looks fantastic.
Oh, don't
but
they?
For the Imperials,
Oh.
we got the Valkyries, as well as Thunderbolts.
Lightnings, weren't they? Those weren't Thunderbolts.
I don't remember.
I think they were Lightnings. Yeah.
It's good to know that you guys prepped for the show.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Totally. Look, all I saw was a new AI box set, and I was just like, okay, sold. I don't even care who's in it.
Yeah.
And then I saw that, and Andrew messaged me like right after, and he's like, "Did you see? I'll play that game with you now." Tau! And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll split boxes with you."
Nice.
Oh man, that is just so. Those models are gorgeous.
Makes me wonder how much further out Eldar and Necrons,
I don't know.
Tyranids.
Oh, if they do Necrons.
Well, they're gonna. I think the next box will probably be Eldar Necron, and then they'll just catch up with others as they go.
Yeah.
I mean,
good.
maybe not even in a box set. Maybe just splash releases. Here's Necron, flyers. Here's a whole bunch of croissants. And make whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious.
Good times.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time to be a flyboy.
It is. It's a great time to be alive. Woo. Awesome. And then, of course, the news for Adeptus Titanicus with a new box set. So if you missed the old Grandmaster set, you'll be able to get that again now. And none of the models in this new starter box are duplicates of what are in the old one. So even if you have the old one, it makes sense to buy the new one. And if you don't have either, well, you got something you can buy.
Now's the time to start.
Yep.
Is this one going to be loaded with all kinds of terrain too, like the other one?
It looked like the way the box looked like it was just the original box with just the different Titans. So it looks like it's the original box.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Very interesting. So, yeah, it's just, those guys, those little kidders, man.
Yeah, their specialist games are on fire right now.
Oh, I tell you, and they showed the, what do they call it, the Warbringer Nemesis Titan. Never seen before Titan. And I don't know, did you see the pictures on the trade show page?
No, I didn't.
Wow. So it's a, I forgot what model Titan. It's not a Reaver Titan. I forgot what it is, but it's basically got the volcano cannon on its head or back, whatever you want to call it. And even in the description, they're like, it's such a powerful gun that it warps the casing that it's in. Oh. So you're just like, oh, this is a stand in the back and shoot Titan.
Yeah, just going to leave him here.
Yeah, it's, oh my God.
Now, they're making, in the lore, are they making new Titans? Like, how have they, because Titans for decades have been these rare.
Well, and that's just it, is I don't think there's any Forge World that's capable of making a new Titan.
But I mean, just in the lore.
Yeah.
Titans, there's like a handful of Titans.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Like, if you saw a Titan, you're like, well, we're dead.
Yeah.
And it takes orcs years to build a Gargant.
It's funny because, they never really I'm sure it's on purpose, but they don't really address.
It just happened.
Yeah. There's
just new stuff.
All these new Collegiate Titanicus things. And, they've always been there. You just haven't heard of them because that segment of the galaxy hasn't been explored. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
so, and I'm
riffing on it.
This is why they use a galaxy of billions of planets so that they can do stuff like that. And I'm all for it. When you want to give me new models, go ahead and make up a planet, make up a new college. I don't care.
Agreed.
Because it's beautiful.
So it looks like that new starter box for Adeptus Titanicus doesn't have terrain in it.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a full rulebook, dice, accessories, and a substantial force composed of 2 Reavers, 2 Warhounds, and 2 Charistus Knights.
Oh, the Warhound.
Okay.
I love the Warhound.
Yeah, I do too.
Always have.
Yep.
So.
Okay. So, it makes sense because they've got the terrain in the other box sets now.
Yeah.
So, that's fine.
And a new campaign book.
Yep.
Shadow and Iron.
Oh, yeah. So, it's just, once again, another game that is just taking off.
It contains rules for the Psi Titans of Ordo Sinister.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough.
Freaking scary as you know what.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then the new House of Chains book for Necromunda.
Yay.
That was like a pretty big book.
Yeah.
And pretty cool looking gang.
We also have our first female Goliath member.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to do a double take. I went, oh, it's a woman. And I just love how big.
Girly Goliath, yeah.
How just huge. I liked Goliath when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember drilling out the big oversized pistols, trying to drill the barrel out. Like, oh God, it's sideways. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they just look really, really good.
Oh man.
So
if only we played Necromunda.
If I just had the time, what kills me is, you work to make the money so that you can buy the toys. The problem is you work so much, you don't have time to play with the toys. There's got to be a medium somewhere.
Well, a lot of the time you would spend playing with the toys is spent building and painting the toys.
Well, that too, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, that's actually kind of, we're not going to get into all the new stuff that came out this week and last week just because, the Spire Tyrants came out for Warcry. All the new Warcry card sets came out today.
So wonderful.
And, of course, the Everchosen book went up for pre-order today. Wrath of the
Everchosen. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff has been shown on the community site.
Yep.
So, 14 new factions for Chaos that they said touches on all of Chaos, and yet there's nothing for Beasts of Chaos or Skaven.
Oops.
I noticed. It's just the 4 demons. 4 demon gods. Whoops.
You need more?
I was going to say, is 14 not enough?
I don't know. It just kind of would have been cool to get something for Beasts.
They just came out.
Yeah, give it time.
They're fine.
They're so competitive.
Top tier. Top tier.
Top tier. Right up there with Sylvaneth and Gloomspite gets. Anyways.
Would you like some salt with your Bone Reapers?
Wow. Salt with my zinch.
All right, so let's jump into creation. What have we all created?
Just been painting on Randall's stuff.
Yep.
That's pretty much all I've been doing. I decided, so, he gave me, there's the 30 great swords, right?
Yeah.
And of those 30, 8 of them are the old metal ones. Yeah. Awful, absolutely awful models. And I was getting to the point where when I was trying to paint them, I was getting very discouraged. And I've decided, you know what? I'm just going to put them to the side. I'm going to put them to the side. I'm going to finish all the other great swords, and then I'm going to move on to the demigryphs, and then I'm going to move on to the rest of the army, and I will go back and finish those as the very last thing I do. Because otherwise I'm just going to keep spinning my wheels on those stupid things.
Yeah.
Which sounds ridiculous. Just 8 models. You just paint them up and move on. But they're hard to explain. They're awful.
Well, for those of you that remember metal miniatures, when that's all you could get, it was horror, absolute horror. I hated them. I hated having to work on them, paint them, scrape mold. Oh, it was miserable.
Yeah, it's just, they suck. And then there's like gaps. So, I mean, a good example is they're all holding two-handed swords.
Mm-hmm.
And the new plastic ones, when they have their arms in front of them holding a sword, there is a gap between the arm and the body,
right,
as there should. Whereas with these old metals, the casting, what the technology wasn't as
right
was not as it is today. So it's just a big filling of metal between the arms and the body, and you're looking at it like, I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So therefore, I don't know what color to paint it. And if I paint it the wrong color, it's going to be really jarring and look awful.
Why don't you just get another box of greatswords?
I told Randall that I might do that.
Yeah, you were talking about that in the chat.
God, they look awful. They're just not fun to paint, and they're very frustrating. And then the plastic ones have, their chest plate is metal, and then they have like some knee pads or leggings a bit. So when you're painting them, there's a nice mix of like cloth and metal and skin and all this stuff. Whereas those old ones, like they're basically wearing like full plate, except for a helmet and their hands. And so when I'm painting them to match the color scheme that he wants, like 80% of the model is just gold.
Yeah, they're not going to look right. And
so in order to break that up, I'd have to paint like some silver or something, and then they don't match the other guys.
Yeah.
I might just have to invest in another box.
I was going to say, just go buy a box of them and then send them a video of you hitting the metal ones with a hammer.
Just flattening them. Like melting them down in a kiln or something.
I needed to make some bullets, so I wanted the lead.
They're just atrocious. So rather than sitting there spinning my wheels on these stupid things, I've just moved on.
Kick them off. Yep.
I got to get through the Army. I want to get his stuff done for Randall Fest.
Yep.
And I want to move on to my own army, whether that's Iron Jaws or KO or, and obviously I want to get in on the Sisters and the Templars already. I have all these other projects I want to do, but I feel wrong doing them when his army is my priority.
Yeah.
So, we'll just get through that. And that's all I've been doing. And then I built my own light station.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I saw that.
Like that. I got tired of waiting for you to help me there, Bill.
Well, okay.
I think because building all this terrain so you could run an event at LVO is more important than helping me.
Yeah, and we've been back for so long.
Yeah.
I offered to do it,
Whatever.
He threw it in my face. So hell
he did a decent job, I have to admit. Better than what I would have done.
Yeah, and I was like, it doesn't have to look pretty.
Yeah.
It just has to light my stupid desk.
Yeah.
Because the lighting in my house is garbage.
Yeah.
It was all that yellow light.
Yep.
So I was just messing with everything. So now, I got some wonderful LEDs.
Nice.
Got it nice and bright. Makes it much, much easier to paint.
Nice.
So.
Very nice.
Very nice.
What'd you work on?
I'm just doing Flesh Eater courts for...
is that what that is?
For Warcry. Because I want to have friends when I play. So I'll just make, the important arch region also. Yeah. That way no one will talk to me I put them down.
Who are you?
I see. It's already happened.
See, you make that comment, but I don't see Ghoul Kings on Terrorgeists in front of you, and that's really...
Well, you don't have those in Warcry. If you would play...
Oh, my God. Nobody cares about Warcry. Move on to real games.
I'm starting small,
and
I may grow into a Flesh Eater Courts army.
Stop it.
2.0.
No, don't encourage it, Bill. Don't encourage it, because we're gonna do the same thing we just do with Nurgle.
It's sitting in my house. It's done.
Yeah, but you wanted to sell it. Are you off of that now?
No.
You still want to sell it?
I don't want the Blight Kings. I want the demons. I want the Nurgle demon army.
Okay. Put your Blight Kings aside. Box them up nice and neat. Put them aside, out of mind.
I'll buy them.
And God.
And this is coming from you.
Yeah.
Of all people.
And get the demons. Paint up the demons so you have
demons are painted. It's done. The army is finished.
Then what do you want about? Just have it all. Have it all Nurgle, baby. And that way when we want to play big, fun, crazy games, narrative, we're not doing competitive all the time. We can just do a big story.
Oh, here we go.
This wave of Nurgle coming down. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't sell your stuff. But also don't act like you're going to do a full-blown Flesh Eater Court army.
Oh, no.
Coming from the guy who sold like 60 crypt flares for like $20.
Something like that.
Yeah. Embarrassing. I like your models. Your models look good, though. They do. I especially like the skin tone and the wings.
You mean the model, the entire paint job?
I like the clash of colors. It looks God.
See, this is what I mean. You know,
I like them.
We have Captain Great Swords over here.
You know what?
How long have you been painting that army now?
3 months. This is why I didn't even want to say anything because.
But you should not.
As soon as the show goes live, I'm going to get messages from Randall.
Oh yeah. This was the few hours you could have spent painting his army.
It is, yeah. I could have spent all day Saturday painting. Instead, I'm here recording with you knuckleheads.
Yeah.
I'm not even in this, and I got insulted.
What's your house?
Hell?
It's your house, your show.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the one that created this whole monstrosity. Time to step up and take responsibility for what you've done.
Freight train of mediocrity.
Yeah. No, I do. Like, all joking aside, I think I really like. Is that contrast or?
Some of it is I use contrast for the base, and then I just do a quick highlight.
They look really good. I mean,
I did them in a day.
Yeah, they look.
This is a day.
Start to finish, it was just real fast, quick highlight, and that's it. That's, again, why I will praise contrast paints.
Yeah. On a full-blown army, especially, and maybe we could post pictures online so people know what we're talking about. But,
well, it's the Hollow Morn paint scheme.
Yeah.
For those that.
This on a Terrangeist or a Zombie Dragon would look so cool. It would be very much an eye-catching model.
Yeah.
And an army that's generally muted, neutral tones.
Yeah.
It doesn't really.
Yeah, I didn't want white. I didn't want gray. They're pale. No, I wanted something that jumped out. And the one player we had at the narrative event had that paint scheme.
Yes, he did.
Had the Hollow Morn paint scheme, and I was like, I love that paint scheme.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, these look good, man.
Yeah, all I got to do is do 5 ghouls, and the warband's done.
That is just gorgeous.
What about you, Bill?
Is that all you done?
Yeah, that's all, because,
So, for me, I want to start my creation out with an admonishment.
Oh boy.
If you're one of those people that knocks your pots of GW wash over so that you can post it on Twitter and go, golly gosh, look at me, would you please walk into an airplane propeller?
Wow.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
I am so seriously tired of seeing on my Twitter feed a pot of GW wash, on its side, and it's all over the desk, and silly me, I guess it finally happened.
It's always the washes too.
Yeah, it's
never a pot of Mephiston red or something.
No. So it's either staged or you're not qualified to be in the same species as the rest of us. So please go away.
Whoa. Okay? I love when Bill gets like this.
Yeah.
He's all randy.
God. I mean, let's we all know the GW pots are not exactly what we would want to, I don't know, maybe store a liquid in. But for the love of God, if you can't handle getting through a day or a painting session without having your little freaking attack of, wow, I'm stupid, you don't have to post it on Twitter, for God freaking sake. Get off my lawn.
Wow.
Boomer went to 11 there, didn't he?
Did. Okay, Boomer. Yeah, so the other day when I was painting the great swords, I actually knocked over a pot of
oh no.
Yeah, it was awful. I don't know how
wash?
to stop doing that. Yeah, the wash.
Oh my God.
Well, the one thing I did was put them in dropper bottles.
Yeah.
Not very difficult. Or I got my son's Legos and I built a holder.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it holds it perfectly.
Oh, or GW sell you the $8 little holder. But I'm gonna say congratulations to you, Chad, because you obviously have an IQ over 47. Very good.
Let's not get carried away.
No, I'm going to give you the whole 47 points right there because you saw a problem, a potential problem, and took care of it. Meanwhile, all around the internet.
I have to ask, what brought this on?
Oh, dude.
This has been sitting there. It's been stewing.
It really has been for months.
This one's been in the crock pot for a bit. It's nice and tender.
Like once a week, I see somebody with, a pot spilled over and, Nuln oil all over everything. And I'm just like, Okay.
All right. You know what?
Are you that desperate for attention that you have to post your stupidity?
Here's what I want our listeners to do.
Right, pay attention, everybody. All three of you, pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on,
If
guys.
you see a picture of this on Twitter, please tag Bill in every single one of them. I want his Twitter feed to be nonstop pictures of people spilling their paint.
I may just go home and just pour stuff out.
Yeah.
Like one for me, one for my homie. Boom.
Yep.
Pour it on the table. Done.
Yeah.
Here you go, Bill. Love
So
you, Bill.
good.
That would be. Yeah. I would probably be triggered to death.
We're going to come over to record in a couple weeks. You'll just be here convulsing on the
I'll
floor.
just be on the floor going, it was Bill Doyle.
God.
And I just really can't wait till I do it myself and then post a picture and eat all that crow.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just really having fun with this, and I'm actually not serious. I was just having some fun. So
I have noticed closing the pots is when I...
Oh, you spray it all
Spray it
over
all
yourself?
over.
Well,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you're pushing down, and it almost like slips out of the
Yeah.
palm of your hand. It's like, man, really is kind of not the best design.
I tell you, they have
Dropper
got to change those.
That
bottles.
being said, though, there are people posting pictures online of their dropper bottles kind of like exploding.
Oh, yeah.
Squirting the stuff all
Well,
over.
that's because they're leaving the very tip of it dry, and it dries into the thing. So I've had that happen with paints.
Yeah.
Where I go up, put upside down, I'm like, squeeze, what the... And then
Yeah.
it explodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just get a safety pin.
Yeah. Push it down in there.
You know you haven't used it for a bit.
Yeah.
But pop top off. I just push the old paint out. Done.
Yep. And I know there's like, I guess they sell a really cheap thing of dropper bottles on Amazon, and the part that you push into the top after you've poured the nozzle portion of it is really kind of loose.
Yeah.
And I've seen it explode on some people, and that's not cool.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, I got mine off of eBay.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
got
say
100 for like $10 or $15.
yeah, they're silly cheap.
Yeah, and they're a game changer.
If you get in tight with your vape shop owner, you can get all different sizes of those things, because I keep all the washes and the bigger ones. They're like 60 or 80 mil for the vape juice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're super handy for, just pouring tons of wash into those things.
Because those washer containers now are just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and they
a little
knock
too
over
big
real
for the
easy.
standard dropper bottle.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
You're like, I've got just enough, and I can't, do the Dunkin' Roads, put it on my pallet and dip my water. I have to have exact dropper bottle amounts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't. I've never been able to do that.
Measure by brushful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
terrible with it.
The 2 dollops of this and a dollop of that.
Yeah,
It comes out
it's
to
like your
the
grandma's
perfect-
cooking.
Pinch
Yeah.
of water and
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not for me. So anyway, I was just having some fun with that.
Sure you were.
Maybe poking some fun. No, it does trigger me, though. It really does. I'm like, every time you freaking walk your face into an iron, are you going to post that picture too? You're just,
So if our listeners
that
get any
proud.
pictures of them walking face first into an iron,
yeah,
post
Yeah.
it and tag Bill.
post that.
I'm trying to envision that in my head.
Walking into an iron.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just trying to equate
Honey,
the
can you
same-
please hold this out at a 90-degree angle? I'm just going to run through the house all willy-nilly. Don't mind me.
Whatever happens, happens.
That's why I always tell you, don't run with irons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, next up for creation, let me see. I personally built 2 destroyers, 2 Marauder destroyers, and 2, what's his names? Those things.
Ogres?
Yeah.
Furies.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
For Aeronautica Imperialis, because I'm trying to build up everything I bought for that game. Get it all painted so we can do a couple of mega battles. So
Good times.
I want to send some serious shout-outs to Anders for, on a particular Wednesday, taking my entire set of the Hellfort, which I had built, but had only just sort of barely sprayed some paint on and primered. And then the very next Wednesday, he delivered me a perfectly painted box art Hellfort to take to LVO.
It was
with me.
insanely beautiful to see on the table.
And everybody commented on how cool that was to see on the table. So, Anders, thank you so much, man. That was huge. Huge. And I also want to shout out to my wife because in the couple of weeks before, basically since, I don't know, right the day after Christmas, we were building nothing but terrain for LVO, and we probably built about 60 pieces. And she helped me with the painting and the gluing, and she did a lot of the shaping with the. I did all the cutting on the Proxon for the foam for the base shapes, but she did a lot of the actual shaping of the stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, and it came out pretty nice. I think a lot of people said it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was the tables were great.
Yeah, even Scott said the tables were good. So if he says that, I'm good with it.
Yeah, Scott's our hobby hero. So.
Yeah, he truly is. The man is amazing. So yeah, but that was pretty much my hobby for the last month.
Yeah, that was a lot of hobby too.
Yeah, it was. That was every night, 4, 5, 6 hours. So, but it got done, and I was able to put all the tables together. Scott hooked me up with 4 or 5 tables. Mm-hmm. The stuff that he has for LVO, and that made it to where we had basically every table was different, and I think it looked beautiful. Pretty darn good. So next year they'll be even cooler.
Yeah, I'm cracking into more terrain for the next fun event we're going to be.
You betcha. Yeah, that's a little bit of a lead-in, but while I was at LVO, I got a call from a guy here locally. He said, "Oh, yeah, I just happened to have this Citadel Mighty Fortress. Didn't know if you were interested or not." And I was like, if I could fly home tonight and be back, I would buy it today. So, yeah, dude hooked me up huge with the old Citadel Mighty Fortress. And one of the village pieces. And I'm just over the moon to have that thing.
And this is where I sit ashamed because I haven't even touched my Warcry terrain yet.
Oh, my God.
It's just sitting in the box. I look at it and I go, there's so much gray plastic sitting there.
Shame.
Yeah, it is. It is shameful. It's very shameful.
It's okay. It's no big deal. I have terrain. You can use it.
Yeah, but I know, like, going to the store, bring my own terrain on an off day. Here's what I did.
You can always grab mine if you want. I trust you. So,
when are we going to paint that?
The Witch Fate?
The Witch Fate tour has been sitting here on our recording table for like 2 years, assembled in gray plastic.
That's got Incubi Darkness all over it.
Does it really?
Yeah. Because I was going to kind of go with that spooky theme of, the different layers of greenish. Mm-hmm. So it's got Incubi Darkness on it.
Wow. Okay.
I could actually start dry brushing that at almost any time. So you just never know. It might, if I don't spill the dry paint all over the place, I will.
There you go.
I'll definitely get it.
It's just because I know that piece of terrain's been sitting on this table forever.
Oh, not really ever. Because it only got here when you went on your hiatus and I stole it from your box of stuff. Because that was your Witch Fate tour.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
I have a lot of terrain that went missing.
I make no bones about the fact that I stole it from you because I always wanted it.
Yeah.
And you were like, here, I'm getting rid of this. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, well. You win some, you lose most.
Well, not like you don't have all access to it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, when I show up at 3 a.m. and say, Bill, wake up, I got to get some terrain.
I got a game.
Yeah.
All right, so that was pretty much it for creation, right?
Yeah.
I just got a brand new asset drop box, but this is going to be a long show, so I'll cover that next time.
Okay.
So it's a very cool box, I got to tell you. Oh, the other thing I wanted to, I forgot to mention this at the top. The swag bag that came with the high roller. Did I mention how cool that was?
Yes.
Yeah, there was like 4, 5, 6. There was like a set of Turbo Dork paints in there and some Stynylrez primer. I mean, it was
I didn't really dig through it. Kirk got one, and I kind of tried to peek in it, and he almost bit my hand off.
Yeah.
My loot. Yeah. So
we're going to kick off into battle because, oddly enough, we all have battle to talk about. So
do we, though?
Well,
I think
we do.
Yeah, because we actually did stuff.
Dictated the battle.
At LVO.
Yeah.
It was,
we participated in a positive way.
Yeah, I think we should. Do you just want to let Elric take this?
Sure, let's let him lead off the battle.
And 3, 2, 1. Go.
Yeah,
So
I played
you were in the
games.
champs.
Yeah, I played games in the champs.
Awesome. That must have been awesome. You were fixing to go, what, 4-1? Or no, you were going to make top 8. I think we said.
I thought he was going to take it all.
He's going to beat out of one of us. It's probably going to be me because I'm smaller.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry, everybody.
He's going to beat the poop out of one of us.
Wow.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
How was your LVO?
Anyways. I played games
Awesome.
against opponents.
Awesome. 5 of them, probably.
Yeah, 5 games on tables.
Very good.
We had models.
Awesome.
What kind of models? You had what again? Iron Jaws, and what did your opponents have?
He had Big Wah. He had
Big Wall. So there was
Big
bonus
Wall,
photos
okay.
on there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's green. Yeah, great.
some of your opponents all
What
had
did they
the same
have?
army, didn't they?
Had big things also
Yeah,
that
they did.
fought.
Anyways, yeah, I played 5 games. 3 of them were against Ogre Ma tribes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or Ogre Mo tribes, as I kept saying that one night when I was super drunk and crying after what they did to me. Yeah, whatever. Nothing against my opponents, but not particularly fun playing against them. But whatever.
Oh,
Didn't do great. And yeah, that was LVO for me.
Did you use your orc dice?
No,
Oh, thank God.
no, I didn't even. It wouldn't have mattered. It honestly wouldn't have mattered.
So, but here's the funny part. In a
Here we go.
176-man tournament,
Yeah.
what are the chances of one person? There was only 9 Ogre Maw Tribes players there.
And I played a third of them.
And what are the
Yeah.
chances of you getting drawn against a third of them?
I don't know, but it was really frustrating.
Yeah,
'Cause I hate ogres.
Yeah.
I always have since 6th edition fantasy. They've always been my bugbear army, and I have to play 3 of them.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, and because I've been to 4 LVOs, and I played at 2 of them.
Yep.
And the first LVO, I played against multiple Cunning Rucks.
Oh,
back to back Cunning Rucks.
I remember that. You did.
So yeah, LVO's been a bit repetitive. On
Been
me.
kind to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever. Shout out to Mark for bringing Zinch. That was my game too, but it was the Arcanites.
Oh,
all
yeah.
Immortal Zinch stuff. And we got ready to play that game, and I was like, "So what are you playing?" And I saw like purples and pinks and all that stuff. I was like, "Oh boy,
Here we go.
like, yeah, I'm bringing Zinch." And I was like, "God bless, here I'm gonna get smashed by Zinch." And then he's like, "Oh no, it's all the cultists.
Yeah, it's all the mortal Zinch.
acolytes."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh."
You don't
Yeah.
have 50 freaking.
Yeah, no.
Horrors?
I've played against this list before. It's not going to go well for you. It didn't. I smashed him pretty bad. All my games were total blowouts.
Yeah.
Either me getting tabled or my opponent getting tabled. Like all of them were like turn 2 games.
Wow.
That was it. Like nothing really went beyond that. It was, I don't know. Honestly, I just have myself to blame for being out of it for so. I've not played competitive, really, Age of Sigmar in a long time.
Yeah.
It was looking through the books. This is kind of embarrassing, but I was looking on the app through the books, and I have not really delved into a book competitively since Legions of Nagash.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm a little behind the curve.
Yeah, just a little.
So, and it was a list that I hadn't play tested at all, and
Mm-hmm.
the only person I have to be upset with is myself for not taking it more seriously.
Yeah.
So this next year is going to be me playing much harder.
Well, and in your defense, we all, we kind of even said LVO was just basically an icebreaker to get you back into the tournament
Yeah.
mode because it's the end of the season. There was no points to be had for you.
No.
So, and there was no sense putting 18 tons of effort into it. So now you go and you move on and you do what you're going to do. And
Only one way to move from the bottom.
that's right.
So,
That's right.
yeah.
Dig deeper.
Right.
I could find a
Grab a
way to
shovel.
go, worse.
So, yeah, the gaming side of LVO was not particularly great for me.
Right.
The rest of LVO was friggin' amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But,
We got to hook up with Kirk again, and that was just a constant 24-hour
God.
good time.
yeah.
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 That man just spreads joy wherever he goes.
Good people.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So,
Dead Gamer on YouTube, by the way. So
Now, you two gents did the narrative event, the Oasis of Flame.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ooh, I remember the name, baby.
Wow.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is. So, explain to me what an Oasis of Flame is first, because that's kind of like a pointless oasis. Like, usually an oasis is the one place in the desert where you would find water. So if you found an Oasis of Flame, like,
it wasn't of flame, it's a flame.
Oasis a flame?
Oasis of Flame is in a flame.
Oh, is in the Oasis is a flame.
Oh, boy. This is...
Here for a minute, I thought his pills were working.
All right. So you were super nervous going into this event.
Oh, here we go.
You were actually making that comment on the drive out there that I was like smoking every freaking 15 seconds.
So I was sitting there trying to play my Switch.
Yeah.
Right. And Bill was just constantly bugging me, wanting to talk. And I was like, this dude is he's so wound up about what's to come.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you should have saw him first day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
came
God.
in, like, I think an hour into it because we had landed really late the night before.
Yeah.
And he was it was like putting a leash on a tornado. It was just like, Bill, relax.
Yeah.
I can't.
I get it. I mean, in your defense, it's the first event that you're running at LVO. It's the first narrative event at LVO. And like I said before we went out there, like, everything rests on you.
Yeah.
Right? So if you blow it, everybody's going to think, like, Bill Costello from the Rolling Bad podcast does not know how to run an event. He ruined my entire Las Vegas Open experience because he brought his B game when I spent money for an A game. Right, like...
But luckily he had two wonderful assistants to help him.
Oh, okay, so you had two people drag you across the finish line here?
And you know why none of that bothers me?
Because the event was an overwhelming success.
Yes.
It was.
Of course it was going to be, Bill. You put a tremendous amount of work into it.
Well, you still never know.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
if you don't hit the right chord...
Yeah, but, narrative gamers aren't serious people anyway, so you weren't going to... They don't know how to play the game, generally.
So
Says the guy who went 1-4 at LVO.
Hey, I just want to mention the guy that won.
Yeah.
Played Iron Jaws.
No, my God, whatever. So,
yeah, it was actually a smashing good time. And my first note, I do have to say, is thank God for Chad and Andrew. I would have flippin' died, probably, if it weren't for you guys. That was huge. With Andrew doing all the pairings, thank God, and you handling all the myriad of everything else to include running the caravans and running the treasures back and forth and basically doing everything.
Yeah, I was Igor, basically, the gift master. And then,
it was phenomenal. And I love the way you put the stickers on every single one of my cards. That was awesome. I was dreading having to do that.
The color thing, yeah.
Yeah, to color code all of the caravan goods that could be sold.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't color code them before I went out there, and I didn't dawn on me that when people return stuff, I wouldn't know what box to put it back into because I didn't know where they bought it from. And so it would throw off the whole economy, and I was like, what in the hell am I going to do?
Uh-oh.
So,
wow.
Yeah,
doing repetitive things like that helps my anxiety wonderfully. So... Just zone out, sticker. It was good. It was good. Good time.
Oh, it was. So, yeah, as I said before the break, I got to send a huge shout out to Andrew Standiford. Okay, that was totally unfair. No, I seriously mean it. Between handling all the pairings and all the other stuff that he did and all the great ideas he had along the way to spice it up a little bit, I'll tell you what, the guy was awesome. Thank God. I won't have him next year because he's going to get back to playing in the champs, but oh my God, he was a godsend.
We're going to have to find a third.
Yeah, we really are, because
we should find somebody who isn't very good at playing.
That's a good idea.
Trying to think.
I wonder, is there anybody local that, I don't know, doesn't have a great record at LVO that could...
Well, I mean, not just LVO. Let's be honest here. Oh, hey, buddy. See, we could run. It could be Oasis of Flame, not of Flame, sponsored by the Rolling Bad Podcast.
There you go. See,
you can come meet your favorite podcasters or us.
Yeah,
really
we'll be there too.
Yeah, we should. Be
there. So what was interesting was, and what was really heartening for me was to read all the feedback sheets. Because I give everybody a folder with all the pertinent info and a place to keep their hero sheet and all that stuff. And, incidentally, I should also mention Matt Hayward, who made up all the, I know I talked a lot about him in the last show, but yeah, Matt Hayward's heroes went over really well. Everybody loved that. So, but I put a score sheet, an end of event wrap up sheet in there where I basically begged for feedback, comments, and criticisms, to make next year better. And, just about everybody said it was a great event, except for, and then they listed what they thought. And I say, in full disclosure, most of the people thought the scenarios needed to be better. And I agree completely. They needed, because what we did was we used Triumph and Treachery scenarios for the 4-player games, and we had we tried to set up as many of those as we could. Unless you said specifically you didn't want to play that, we were trying to have multiplayer scenarios because of the growth mechanic of the armies. For a lot of times, we spent a lot of time below 2,000 points, and but then for the bigger games, we actually used a lot of open war scenarios. Just the generator. And people were like, yeah, I think we should actually have, and that will be corrected for next year because we're going to change the format up a little bit. You'll start with a 2,000-point army, but losses will be permanent until you buy them back, rather than this year where you started at 1,000 and bought up to 2,000. Next year, you're going to start at 2,000, and then if you take losses, you have to buy them back with the coin that you make.
Yeah.
So it'll make the scenarios a lot easier to play test because almost everyone will always be at full strength. Mm-hmm. So it'll be definitely like I said, it took everything. One of the things that I hadn't even really thought about, and the players noticed, a few players wanted to buff up their wizard or their priest hero more, but really all the options that I had for them were melee based. I had all kinds of options to increase the hits, the wounds, the rend, and all that stuff. But I didn't have anything in there for, here's an extra cast, here's an extra +1 to casting. So that'll be corrected for next year.
Cool.
So
I can't wait.
Yeah, and I really kind of want to send a shout out, and I said I would do this, and I'm going to. We gave out 5 awards at the narrative event. So in no particular order. The Best Painted Award went to Anthony Boeing with his beautiful, beautiful OCR Bone Reapers army. Yeah. It was, none of us are, super incredibly crazy paint judges. But that was the army that we all three had on our top list. And it just kind of popped. It sort of had the most jump out and grab you.
Well, that was also the army that and this is where I eat some crow. I'll be the first to admit. I did not like the Osiark Bone Reapers when they first came out.
Yeah.
Too busy. I still stand by that. However, seeing them in person with a really good paint job.
Yeah.
A very, just basically bone and turquoise.
Yeah.
For the most part. Okay. I like them now.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
They're gorgeous. Yeah. So Anthony did a great job with his army. It's just awesome. And then for the Player's Choice Award, which was basically everything all together, the best looking army, favorite opponent, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
The Player's Choice. That was Shane Gist, and he was having a good old time. He seemed to be really enjoying it, and he had another gorgeous army.
Oh, yeah, the Nighthawk army?
Yeah. So I was definitely glad that he got voted into that. And then we had, for the actual coinage and carnage, if you will, the people that scored the highest in the show was, in number 3, we had George Bailey Kirby, who was, he was running the other Night Haunt army. Yeah, so that was really gorgeous. And then in number 2, we had Andrew Cox. So he was another great. Well, they were all great guys. I don't know why I'm saying that, but and then in the very top spot, we had the Iron Jaws guy, Eric Wilson. Why did I say Aaron?
Didn't you do that at the event also?
Mostly at the show. These guys would come up to me and they would be playing with me because they knew I didn't know their name.
Yeah.
So I am so bad with names. You are.
It's not really important
You're
at this
Doug,
point.
right?
Yeah, I'm
okay,
Doug.
Good. Yeah.
That's great.
So, but anyway, I want to thank all the players that were there. You guys made it great. You guys made it fantastic.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for my first real LVO. I definitely want to do it again next year.
Good. You're hired.
Sweet.
So, yeah, you are definitely hired.
We'll bring Elric into it. And
sure, I hope so.
We'll be good to go.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's going to.
What? What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to actually participate?
So why would an oasis be a flame? I don't understand. Makes no sense.
Because Zinch,
blame everything on Zinch.
The
right?
army you're going to play next is
Right.
yeah. So, I just want to throw out those thanks to everybody, to the whole Neon community that helped, all the guys over in England, the Mings, the Mitzies, the Steve Foot, everybody, Aaron Bostian, Matt Hayward, those guys, everybody that helped out and threw ideas and said, why don't you do this?
Real quick little addendum to that.
Oh, you wanted to add something?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, when I'm trying to thank people.
Oh, God, get
Great.
through it.
No,
This
no,
whole
we're
show
good.
has just been you from the top. It's like literally I said, welcome to the Rolling Bad Podcast. And you're like, stop. I want to thank. So it's not a freaking award show, Bill. This isn't the Grammys.
And you're not Ricky Gervais. Say your piece and get out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was. That would be so
No, not
cool.
you, Elric.
Oh.
Jeez.
Oh.
Anyways, my Steve Foot book showed up.
Nice.
Yeah, from his little Patreon thing.
Isn't that awesome?
That is like really cool. Oh, I'll bring it for you next time. So he did this thing. It's like 16 or 20
Yeah, I think it's
table
like,
ideas. Like, he did in like watercolor paints and stuff. And
Okay.
they're like, it's really cool. It's basically like a sketchbook that he colored for just table designs.
table
And
designs.
nice.
And
it's like a thing that he's doing in conjunction with a Patreon for his
footworks.
Yeah, it's called Footworks, but the army he's doing, it's a Caradron bone haulers.
Yeah, the bone haulers.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, it's a heavily converted Caradron overlay.
Oh,
thing. So it's really cool. But yeah, I'll bring. Did you get one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh well, then you can show him.
I will show him.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like
Nice.
the ideas this dude comes up with. I just wanted to say when you said Steve Foot, that reminded me of.
He is just, like I said, he is amazingly creative, and he just oozes good ideas. So
Cool.
Yeah.
That whole group does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to go to Raw.
I know. One day we have to just say to heck with it. We're going out there, see Mitzi, Jimbo.
Do the
and
ITC
guys.
tour this year, and then next year go to like Holy Wars.
Yeah.
Go to
Raw.
Raw. Go
Yeah.
to do all the crazy over the top narrative
Yep.
stuff around the. Yeah. Oh, that would be so.
That
cool.
would be, yeah. Of course, once I hit the lottery.
Well, you
You
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Anything else about LVO? The drive-in was fun. And the drive-out was terrifying. So
Yeah, there you go.
I don't remember the drive back.
you don't remember that drive at all.
Oh, I had not slept that hard in a while in a car.
Man.
I was out. I slept the entire way. Poor Bill.
I'm telling you what, there were times that we would stop the car, get out. I mean, I literally went to Subway, got a sandwich, went and did all of our business, bought food, came back, opened the doors, closed the doors. We weren't trying to be quiet. And he would just not even. There was a couple times I was like, I need to check him to make sure he's alive.
Wow.
Or his lips blue. So,
It took me days to recover from LVO. Days.
yeah.
Man, I'm going to have to
rough.
hang out with you guys next time.
I mean, you can. You're more than welcome to.
Oh, no, I won't get stupid. I'll watch you get stupid.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's where the fun will be for me.
You would have proposed to Olga, too. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, I missed something, but it's okay.
Well, Miles thought he was doing really well. I'm the only one that got an email back from her. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You know, she was our waitress at the Opera House.
Gotcha.
So, and she was also the one that spanked each and every one of us, I believe.
No, I got the girl that was serving the Jaeger shots.
Yeah, you got the girl that had 17 facelifts and none of them worked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bill is...
He's on fire. You know what? I think I'm going to sign off pretty soon and go home before he turns it on me.
Yeah.
I'm sure I said something. He'll be like,
come
yeah,
on.
by the way.
You cannot tell me that she wasn't a little rough. I mean.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
It looked all right to me.
Well, yeah, you were drunk off your...
That's true.
Yeah.
My God, I was so drunk.
Anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
Looking forward to it next year.
You betcha. I'm already setting it on my calendar.
Yep.
Cannot wait.
What is the next event?
Adepticon?
No, for us.
Oh, RandyCon.
Yeah, Randy Fest.
Randy Fest up in April.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
good times.
yep.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have the big siege now because we got the 2 sets of walls and and we'll have rules for a siege.
That's true.
You know?
Wrath of the Ever Chosen.
So, yeah, Ryan's going to put that all together. It's serious garage hammer. So, cannot wait.
Yes,
Good times.
That'll be fun.
And then we got to pick something to do in the summer. I mean, I know I have to go to the store because I'm going to run an event mid-March. We picked a weekend that you and Andrew can both play in this time. So,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. So I got to go set it up, get the date confirmed. But it's going to be a regular competitive event, a regular one-day, probably 3-game knockdown, drag-out, ITC brawl.
Right on.
Yep. So other than that, I don't know that we have all that much. We'll hopefully be getting back to a normal schedule here shortly. At the time of this recording, I'm still editing the show that we recorded on January 3rd.
Wow.
So a lot of that information is kind of dated, especially the stuff that if you're going to LVO, make sure you bring this and this. You don't have to do that now.
No.
Yeah, just release them back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my
We've
plan
done
is
that before.
my plan is to drop that show tomorrow. I'm going to just whenever we get done here tonight, I'm going to do nothing but turn that show out because tomorrow's Super Bowl. I'm not going to want to spend a lot of time doing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, of course, during the week, I'll edit this show and then flip it out the next Saturday or Sunday. And we'll be back on track.
All right, let's do this.
We're done.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
If you would like to get in touch with us, you can reach us at our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/rollingbadpodcast, all one word. Our Patreon page is at www.patreon.com/rollingbadpodcast, again, all one word. The Twitter account for the show is at rolling_bad. And our individual Twitters are, for me, at Bill Castello, BILLCASTELLO. And for Elric, it's at Elric Edge, ELRICEDGE. All of our guests on the show will have their contact information in that show's show notes. The music in the show is used courtesy of Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com and used under the Creative Commons license. The Rolling Bad podcast is protected under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International License. Information for this license can be found at creativecommons.org.
Oh, my.
And it's like 100 degrees in there, too. Humid as balls. Like, how are we in Nevada and it's that humid in a room?
So Bally's, you don't recommend
Bally's can, you know what? Bally's can go on a quest to find the fattest and snack on it, okay? I hate Bally's. I'm so glad next year it's at Rio. I swear to God.
Did you get all that or most of it?
Tail end.
Tail end.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Okay, we ready, Elric? You done playing on your phone?
Oh, so now that we're all ready, we get to wait.
Welcome to the fucking Rolling Bad podcast, episode Jesus Wept.
Oh, that's good.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Put the pad. I gave you the pad.
Just focus on the show.
I love you. Go home and make love to my wife when I'm done with him. I love it.
You kiss your girlfriend with that mouth.
I do.
Oh my.
Oh my God, we can't even get started. Oh, this is going to be like a 10-minute blooper.
Oh. He looks like you did after that toothbrush comment on the group chat.
Oh, Christ, that was good.
The battery in my toothbrush keeps dying, but the bristles are fine. I don't understand what's going
That one, I was so totally not ready for that. And when the image hit me, I'm like, yeah, that is kind of weird. Why would that? Oh.
We're doing a hobby chat the other night, and I forgot what we were talking about.
We were all over the...
Bill just broke.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm good.
I just absolutely lost it. That was
Oh, Christ, that was good.
it was another one of those things where I felt like I was totally trolled because I had to think about it for so long as to why would that be? Why would you say that? I don't get it. Oh, that's gross. Yeah, I was done for like 10 minutes. Man.
Yeah.
Having trouble breathing.
Oh my.
I'm producing here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. We went to lunch. I'm making poo. All right.
Let's get into...
Not yet.
All right. Do.
You gotta want it.
You gotta want it.
Oh,
All right.
Oh my.
So, what the is happening? God. Oh, it's been too long. We can't go a month without recording again.
No, we can't.
The wheels
do this.
come off.
Yeah, the wheels come off the bus.
Jesus.
Oh my.
The doofy. I swear to God, I don't understand how I can't say bad. This is the dumbest thing. God.
that's why I got my swearing out before we recorded, so I can be an adult.
I don't even remember where I was.
The
Sons of
really
BMX.
cool Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new cool Giants.
He
You
wants to
sound
say
very
bad.
inspired.
Oh,
This
bad.
is weird.
All right.
Don't. I'm barely keeping it together over here. Don't.
Oh my.
Because you have all the old people like you that remember the game. They've been
I'm
playing
with
it
you,
for a
Bill.
long time. Whatever. You're
I'm
old. Get
still
over
here.
it.
Yeah.
Good bless. Anyways.
3 different generations.
I feel minimized,
It's terrible.
like, constantly.
Well, you should.
Boomer, millennial,
yeah.
and Gen X right here. So, yeah. Works out nice.
Lord. We really do have all that, don't we?
Yeah,
we got
we
it
do.
spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a millennial by like 3 months. Anyways.
And years of attitude.
Ooh.
Wow. This is the guy that doesn't remember Reagan but dogs him. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm sure you've seen one of the movies, Bath Time with Bongo
Sure,
or something,
yeah,
whatever it
something.
was. Yeah.
Everything I need to know about politics I learned from Oliver Stone. Anyways.
Oh,
There's a lot of editing tonight.
Yeah, right.
we have to send you to a camp now.
Get that Chairman Mao Gray outfit down. That's just... Make sure that collar's pressed and buttoned.
Seriously, these are only eye drops. Okay.
Oh my.
It's just going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
That Angels of Death is
It
just,
is.
oh,
We're just waiting for Elric to get off his phone now.
yeah. We're just eating up some time here.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it anyway.
Hold on.
Then the pièce de résistance was they decided to...
Hold on. This game is pissing me off.
Oh, he's playing a guy. Here, I thought he was texting his lady.
Oh,
I don't want to lose my settlement. Oh, my God, because this one took me like 6 weeks to build, and I needed
special.
25 stones and 14 nails and 7...
piss me off. That game pisses me off. Anyways.
Which was it? 4J bars?
No, that Chaos and Conquest.
Oh, yeah.
It was a PvP event for 24 hours, so I put up 24 hours worth of shield, and they cut it like 15 minutes short. And somebody came in the last minute, just whacked the ever-living out of me. And this game takes like a week to recover from somebody.
Oh,
Why you're not playing Candy Crush Saga? I don't know. It's much more fluid and dynamic.
So I was playing Miss Pac-Man the other day,
yeah,
and it was like so cool.
Yeah, Miss Pac-Man can get it. Anyways,